Welcome to another episode of Roses Are Red podcast with your host, Mrs. Red Rose, her co-host, Sam I Am from the Married Couple Podcast, and AC from Midnight Media.
Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Nice to see you all.
Yes.
A couple days ago.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I want to try those modelos that you have.
This whole thing?
Yes. I want to try that one.
It's so limey. I don't think you'll like it because it has a lot of lime. And I don't think you like lime.
I like lime, but I like a lot of chili.
Of course.
I want a lot of chili.
That was a joke. This episode is brought to you by Modelo, Mexican flavors. The only thing. And I'm Cuban, so I'm basically Mexican, so.
Yeah, you're there. Well, this is going to be an interesting episode. We've got an update on the TikTok killer. We've got a couple more interesting stories to tell everybody. And so that's where we're at. And I'm drinking actually a White Claw tonight, because.
What are you drinking?
Light.
Water. I had a few shots earlier and, some other things. So
riding the buzz.
We're good.
She's going to get sleepy on us.
No sleepy.
Okay, good.
Sleepy giggly.
All right. That's what we like.
Because that's inappropriate sometimes.
So who's starting this carousel of murderous wonder?
All right. Well, let me share with you guys the update that I have with the TikTok killer. I don't know if you remember the story of the gentleman that
Gentleman is a loose word.
Well, yeah. The shoot.
Farging Eishol. The Farging Eishol.
They were the TikTok influencers that she had left him. He bugged the iPad of the kids and heard her with another man and came over and shot them both. Am I correct on that?
You are correct.
Okay.
And I'm just pulling it all up right now. So give me 2 seconds. So what happened is he did get convicted already. He is lost AC there. He did get convicted. He's going to be serving pretty much life in prison.
Oh.
And the judge was pretty harsh. Like his words were pretty harsh because the judge even said, look, even if you would have gotten maybe parole in this courtroom, you ain't going to get parole.
Right.
No.
Like he was really harsh. And I was like, wow, good. Good.
Yeah.
So.
Man. So he sentenced? I think I was on my.
Yes.
Yeah, he got sentenced. I want to say maybe about 4 or 5 days ago, I think it was.
Okay.
But this is the judge, and I'm going to go ahead and play what the judge said a little bit to him, to the guy. You guys know what I mean.
I'm gonna read that first comment. The first comment there that says he wants to attack the judge so bad. He wants to attack him so bad.
Oh, I wonder if he had the things on like Barb had talked about where he would get shocked if he tried.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That'd be lovely.
Invisible fence. Murderer's reaction to the victim's families tells you he wasn't sorry at all. This defendant clearly thinks that the women are property of men. Well, now, you're the property of the state. Rotten there, you fucking asshole. Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah.
Get him.
So let me go ahead and play this little bit here.
Some preliminary matters. As a matter of law, the defendant is ineligible for probation. But if he was eligible for probation, this court would not give him probation. The court acknowledges its discretion and obligation at reviewing verdicts from when we get first degree murders to see if it's second degree or even voluntary manslaughter. And I will explain also, as the defense has asked, that I have the authority to strike or reduce the gun enhancements. I also have the authority to run the LWOP sentences consecutive or concurrent.
So what do you think there of his ruling right there in the beginning?
Buddy said he didn't want to, like, we wouldn't give you parole. It's plain and simple. Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, there's no reason to say why.
I think he's fair. I think he was fair. I think the trial.
There's no reason to say it though. Like we would have done it, even if we're not going to do it, but even if you would have done it, still want to give it to you.
Well,
get it.
I think the reason he's saying that is I feel that you have no remorse. I feel that this is a just sentence, and let me tell you why. I mean, he was pretty shitty in court, if we remember. If this judge witnessed that, he's going to go, you know what? You're a punk. Here's why you're getting this sentence, and here's why even if there was an exception, you're the one who fucked it up. That's how I feel like he's taking it,
Totally.
and he
But
needs to let him know that. If
it's still a dig. Yeah, if he was horrible,
well,
I agree with you.
In that, you're the one who was, a jackass in court. You're the one who shows no remorse. I think that's, I don't know. I would want to say that too.
Totally, yeah. But he is a jackass, and it serves no. But in the grand scheme of things, over the jackass thing, it serves no purpose legally to tell him that. But yeah, if you were also a jerk and disruptive and like giving those signs like you don't really care, and yeah, you should definitely. Hey, me, I would definitely dig it all over. Be like, get out of here, you loser. Rotten hell. But
I
mean, can't do it as a judge either.
I think the judge is saying, listen, I might have been a little easier on you if, had you not done X, Y, and Z, then maybe if, this was a possibility, I would have done that,
Yeah. No, and I'll show you his demeanor throughout this process. He just, I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about right now.
He took photos.
Can you make it bigger?
Immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Hit the theater button.
He calls his mother.
Yeah.
He had 3 days on the stand to explain his actions. He explained them. And the jurors came up again with the only reasonable verdict, which is a first-degree verdict. They also found, because there was 2 deaths, that this was multiple murder under Penal Code Section 190.2A3. The next thing this court has to consider is the gun enhancements. In the state of California, the legislature has both slowly and quickly changed certain enhancements.
He doesn't at first I thought, oh, he's crying, but he wasn't. He just had a snotty nose. But I mean, he doesn't look like somebody who is, again, remorseful. He's like, son of a bitch. I can't believe he didn't, they're going along with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, his whole face, I'm just looking at his face. He's just like, the fuck? Yeah. Like,
I don't think he ever thought it would happen to him. I think he thought he'd get off.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he would have been, I think he thought that, you know what, I can walk scot clear and free,
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I mean, you did what you did. Now you pay for it. Karma's a bitch. So,
Hell yeah.
And even, the way you treat people during certain processes, even if you know what I mean, in this, like in his case, really comes back and, bites you in the ass or doesn't. It can either hurt or help. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The only thing I would say is like, my only thing is putting myself in his shoes. That's the only thing I can do. But if we have if we're doing the no empathy thing, then yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. He did what he did, but still imagine you were him. I'm like, I get it. You would never do that, but also
imagine I was him. I probably, okay. If I were in that position,
you're going to give up everything. You're going to give up everything, tell him everything, like hold nothing back. You know what I mean?
Meaning, I've already been convicted. I'm already going to go. So why not be?
No, I mean during the trial. Like, remember during the trial, he was an asshole during the trial, right?
Right, but why wouldn't? Yeah. Why would you be if you're if you want empathy or sympathy from the jurors, if you want whatever, being an asshole is not going to get you there. It's being contrite and remorseful and like, oh my gosh, it was a crime of passion.
Lower your head and demure. I'm so sorry.
Right. I mean, in that respect, if that's what you're wanting, but if you come off like, yeah, I fucking did it. That was his attitude. Yeah, I fucking did it. She deserved it. She was cheating on me. And that from the, him being in court. And even here, he's just pissed. I mean, wouldn't you be like, I don't know, for me, I would be more like, fuck, I fucked my life up. Or, you know what I mean? Not mad about it.
But if you don't believe you fucked your life up, you'd be mad about it.
Well, he knows he fucking shot him. He knows
Sure.
he did. He knows what he did.
It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying it makes sense, but he shot him. Still doesn't think he should pay for anything. Like, it's very hard to wrap your mind around it because it's normal people just will, right? But when you're a sociopath, you're just like, it's about me. It's about me. What the fuck? Why didn't that person work that out for me? You know, it's just what it is. But yeah,
Right.
he's an asshole. He's an asshole. But if you can wrap your mind around being that crazy, I mean, he doesn't have much else he can do. So his last stick him to the man, and then the judge stuck him.
Yep.
What
Absolutely.
even gets worse, during this whole sentencing, he gets into a screaming match with the sister-in-law of the woman that he killed. And
Jesus.
during that, and no sympathy whatsoever. No, I'm sorry, nothing.
Oh,
You
no,
know.
it's a shouting match. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is where they get into that screaming match right here.
Anna Marie's not. It's not gonna go cheat if you didn't cheat first.
Oh no, she was cheating. Somebody should tell her she was.
Sorry, Your Honor. But this feeling is like make me sick. Your Honor, my days hurt.
Wow.
So, yeah.
But she did cheat, though, right?
No,
No, they were split up.
They were split up.
I mean,
They were going through a divorce. She had her own apartment. He had his own, but apparently, he couldn't.
see her with another man. I can
handle it,
relate.
yeah.
I can relate. I can relate.
So,
I hate to say it, but it does go through your mind when you see somebody with another man you love.
yeah. So that was
Would you
kind of a.
But he
You
had
lying if I
also
told you?
cheated on her.
Right,
Yeah.
of course. We would never think of that.
I mean, that's one of the main reasons she left him.
Right.
Yeah, and he was very
Because he was
abusive,
unfaithful
controlling.
first. Abusive, yeah.
Mhm.
All the things.
Cocaine, so much cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. My update on that one.
All right.
All
Well, I'm
right.
glad that the judge had his say.
Yes.
Hell yeah. He was a dick, dude. He was a dick in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. AC, you want to go or do you want me to?
So it's usually ladies first, unless you defer to me.
No, I don't care. So a rideshare driver has been arrested for allegedly murdering a female passenger. This just happened. I think he was arrested today. So a rideshare driver has been arrested for allegedly murdering his female passenger who was found shot to death near a wooded area after she was reported missing. Police announced Tuesday. So the 30-year-old victim, Shanti Dixon, I hope I pronounced that correctly, was reported missing on Monday, according to Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Chief Chris Bailey. She had ordered an Uber around 3:30 a.m. Sunday to take her home from work, but she had not been heard from since then, according to the probable cause affidavit. On Monday, the police received a report of a dead person near the woods in a residential area of Indianapolis, who was ultimately identified as Dixon. She had an injury consistent with a gunshot wound, and the investigation led to 29-year-old Francisco Valadez, who has since been arrested on a murder charge, the police said. He was her Uber driver, or I don't know if it was Uber. It was a rideshare. It was Uber, actually. I read later. So he had picked her up prior to her murder. It's pretty sad. Basically, they found that he was trying, or they arrested him, and once he was arrested, he attempted to tell two different stories about what happened. He eventually, though, allegedly admitting to shooting her in her car while he was trying to have sex with her. The assistant chief of police had said that as a woman, it hits differently for her. Girls, mothers have a right to exist freely in our community without fear of something heinous happening to them. They have the right to walk, bike, order, ride share without fearing something bad will happen to them. This is a family's worst nightmare, and they extend their heartfelt condolences to her family during this trying time. So, yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Wow.
This is a real stain on the rideshare company. So
Mhm.
like they can't have that. Just like they said, they can't have people fearing for their lives when they come get them.
Well, I
And
mean,
there's always a concern too, right? Because it's like, what do you mean? When you first heard about Uber, you're like, wait a minute, anybody can pick me up?
right.
Anybody?
Well, wasn't
Right?
there an Uber killer too? Wasn't like
Sure.
Mhm.
when Uber first started, weren't people concerned? I mean, remember getting like some type
Of
of
course.
message because there was somebody killing people and pretending they're their pickup ride. And
Right.
Yep.
I mean, it was some of it was the drivers enacting that. I've also done a couple of stories about passengers who are either on drugs or mentally ill, thinking that their Uber driver is trying to kidnap them, even though they're trying
Correct.
to take them. You know what I mean? So they shoot and kill their Uber driver. So it works both ways as well. But it is a little different, getting into somebody's normal
That was my
everyday family car.
first concern. My first concern was always that. Like, wait, so anybody can do it. But now, like anything else, it's not that
Mhm.
anymore. All you see are the big black, cars with an Uber, Lyft, whatever on it,
Mhm.
and it's all corporate now. Like everything else is like then. Okay, so fine, it's not a corporate thing, but like now from Uber, my company gets like 9 cars, and then I drive 9 cars for Uber, and I just sit back
Mhm.
and watch my 9 drivers done. So now you have a business.
Right.
So everything gets corporatized eventually. But that was our main concern. Now there might be some more regulation when they have like 9 drivers driving for you, but
Mhm.
you can't know who they are, right? Like they're there for business. But like I think I agree with Sam too. Fucking passengers are crazy, and I've heard some crazy stories about them fucking up their cars and hitting them, and you got to drop those people
Mhm.
off anywhere. I think again, anything can happen at any time. We're in this ocean of fucking chaos. We have no idea what's going on. You can meet anybody at any time. They could be an axe murderer or a grandma. You have no idea.
So one thing I found a little poignant about that last statement is, I mean, as a woman, not only do you have to worry about getting, murdered, you have to worry about getting SA'd, you have to worry about I mean, that is something that maybe we don't realize we think about all the time, but we do. We have to. As a man, have you ever felt that way? I mean,
Mm.
would that be something that would cross your mind even getting into an Uber? This person might SA me or grape me. This person might murder, the murder part, whatever. We all have that thought, but do you think about it as much as us women?
You're asking me.
Yes, this
No,
is for the only
no.
male on the panel.
I thought
Yes.
you were, it could have been rhetorical. Could have been like,
Well, anybody can answer it too, but
yeah, true. Please do. No, I don't think about. Well, I am from Miami, so I have been around an overwhelming amount of gay people around me that
true.
could have done that at any moment. So,
Right.
if you're terribly afraid of homosexuals, and you were the places I've been, yes, there's like 25 guys around me that are everything you have in your mind right now.
Mhm.
If gay guys in Miami, that's what's happening. So they could have, but I just never. It doesn't, not the SA part, but. I also didn't think about that when I was 15. So, and I could have been SA'd by an older woman. So put that together.
I
You know?
mean, that's not something typically men think about.
No.
I think women, we as mothers teach our girls,
Yeah.
Watch out.
from a very young age, you have to be careful. You have to, there's just, I,
It's almost impossible because you have to like
it's
you
tough.
have to be
You don't want them to
vulnerable.
live in fear.
But you also it's okay to be vulnerable in front of people and allow
Mhm.
yourself to feel emotions, because if not, you're always hard fucking walking around like nobody's ever going to penetrate my everybody's got to kill me. It's just that's a jaded way to live, cynical. Well,
Well, that's it's like this weekend it was my son's homecoming when they went out and they
Mhm.
rented out a nightclub for his homecoming. And I was telling him, when you're there, watch your surroundings. Don't drink anything that's open. If someone gives you something, don't take it. Don't, and he's just like looking at him like, these are all things, that scenarios that could, would, should, maybe if it's there, it could happen. You know, it's in, so, you know, and we had a long talk, but yeah, it's something now that you don't think about talking to your kids about. Like, I don't remember having these conversations with my mom and dad, you know,
You also
when I
didn't
was
have
a kid.
was anybody renting out a nightclub for you? Like, you know what I mean? It was different. It was a different thing. Well, your things were probably at the
Cool.
school, right? Like a school dance.
Yeah.
We don't think of
The
like
school
danger
dance.
there. We don't think about now we think of danger,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like then we didn't think of that kind of danger. The world has changed
A lot.
significantly since, but we didn't do it. So
Yeah.
it was them. Something after 9/11 happened where now we're harder,
Yeah.
we're scrutinized, we're afraid to go places, gather in large groups, transmit these diseases to us. Like everything's a fear-based thing. And it's only going to get worse, I would imagine, as the world gets smaller and smaller. This world is tiny now. We can dream about going to Portugal and be there tomorrow instead of, you know, like, what is that? What is that faraway land that I dream of? It's real, you know, like
Right.
anything. The world is small, and it's going to be more fearful as we go, because the more crowded we are, the more like, oh my God, that guy's on my border. We're going to be like checking our shit. We're always looking for exit strategies. Like, we never had to think about that.
Yeah.
It's gangster. It's gangster mentality. Like, put me up against a wall, you know?
Well, the same thing like tonight. He's at a concert. I'm like, you got to watch, you know, watch your surroundings, find the nearest exit, you know, make sure your girlfriend's with you, you know.
And have fun. Don't forget.
Yeah. And while you're doing all that,
Yeah.
have fun, put your
Yeah.
worries to the side and enjoy
Yeah.
yourself. You know, when you
She's-
see anything strange, run.
She's completely your responsibility, and if anything happens, you're going to remember that you were there. Okay, bye. Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's
Fuck.
just, yeah, I feel bad for them because I mean, when we were kids, we could go. I mean, at least I remember going to concerts and going to stuff like that as a kid. I
Because they
never
never
had
shot
to worry
nobody
about
there.
that stuff.
They never shot nobody
No.
when it comes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nobody was that malicious. Nobody had.
No.
And then it happens, and then it's like, yeah, and then copycats happen. And then
Mhm.
who are
Yeah.
these school shooters? Like, why is that kid 14 years old? Why, you know,
Well,
14 years old?
and you guys saw my son. You know, I was texting you guys when it happened on Friday night with my son in his football game he was at. Two kids decided to bring an air
Airsoft.
rifle,
Yeah.
airsoft rifle, and point it to somebody in the middle of the stands. And that poor girl is traumatized, running out. Everybody's screaming, "There's a gun!" And you know they did get arrested. They, you know, but now these kids are like, "This is a football game, homecoming football game," you know. And it's crazy. You know, and this is the second time it's happened to my son because last year, remember Sam, when we first started our podcast
Yes.
in his middle school, allegedly this kid actually did bring one in, but because there's no hard evidence besides hearsay, you know, the kid was just let go back into school. So he's gone through this twice.
That's a toughie one. That's a touchy one. That's one of those like sliding down hills things. I mean, what would you do if you were a school legislator, a school official, and you were like, well, okay, well, who was it? And okay, so nobody else saw the gun, you know? What are you gonna do? Like, go to that guy's house?
Remember when we did the sins of the parents, or about the school shooter whose parents got convicted as accessories or whatever, or it wasn't accessories, but they got convicted for it. But I had a thought. I'm so sorry. My brain.
The parents get in charge. Go to your house. They go to your
right. So in this instance, where the kid in Rosa's instance had it had been said twice, and they got put back twice. Wouldn't this be something like in that where that kid's school was like, hey, I know that we don't have anything proof or whatever, but maybe you should send him to counseling. If we've gotten this twice, maybe there's something else, you know, maybe we need to.
Same kid brought it twice? No.
No. Two different kids. Two different kids.
Different kids. I apologize. I
But
heard
you're right.
the same kid,
but that's true. If it happens twice, right? Then now it's definitely a red flag. So that's my scale. My scale is like once, okay, we didn't catch it. Twice, that's a red flag. There shouldn't be three. But how do you get to not being three?
Right. Well, that be something
maybe send the cops to their house for what? A legal gun?
Or maybe you say, hey, parents, this is this has been told twice on one kid. I know this is not the situation now, but, twice on one kid or on your son or daughter, whoever it may be. But, maybe if it's always coming back to this, maybe we need to look into it. Maybe they do need to go to counseling. Maybe we need to, speak with them. Rather, even though the kid technically can't get in trouble if they
At
don't
least
have
people are
a
alerted,
gun
right?
in hand, but there should be some outreach of, hey, there might be a problem here. We can't
Well,
prove it yet, but
So that's
but
crazy.
look at
That's
but look at that case, the shooting that just happened at the school in
Mhm.
Georgia,
he
right?
was on a watch list, wasn't
14
he?
years old.
He was on a watch list. He was crying for help,
There you
telling
go.
people he was depressed, saying things like,
I
"Hey,
was about to
I
say
need
that.
help."
Then we have the other side, which is that kid who's crying for help constantly, and nobody hears his help, and everybody's like, he'll be fine. It was just a kid. He
And
was a
his
boy.
dad bought him a gun for
Right.
Christmas. No problem. You'll be fine. Let me just,
So that's where we are. Like, there's a huge disparity. Like, there's those
Mhm.
people who are like, should we investigate after one time he brings a gun? It's hearsay. Nobody saw it, but there's whispers of it, and then people are like, "Well, you should have done something about that." But then we have this kid on Facebook saying, "I love guns and I love to shoot rats in the face and whatever," consistently for years. And then it's like, "Here's an airsoft." How do we bring that together? How do we bridge that divide? It's ridiculous.
it's hard. And I think the dad's now in jail, I believe, now for buying him the gun now, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, why does he have a fucking AR-15? Like, why does it have to be that?
Yeah, it's
Because he can.
it's a hard situation.
It's either that or we don't have them. It's one or the other. It's this or we don't have them. Because it's never going to be not just like have them and then everything be cool. Okay, it's impossible.
I'd be fine without them. I'd like to be like New Zealand, and this is coming from a person who had a concealed carry at one point. It's not like but to be fair, if nobody had them,
and the criminals have them.
huh?
And
Well,
the criminals have them.
well, they would, slowly but surely suss them all out. You know what I mean?
Wow, yeah.
And
that would take a long time there would be a lot of crimes between now and then because think about it. I'm not even on that side. I'm thinking it's like
to be fair,
they're not going to give them
if
back.
the police have them, it's really the criminals that have them and use them anyway. You know what I mean? We need to, but again, it's not many people who have a concealed carry or carry a firearm actually get to be the cowboy and in the situation, the good guy, the guy in the white hat.
Guy with the gun.
Yeah, that rarely happens. And when it does, it kind of fucks people up, or most people.
And what if there are 9 guys around there who think they're the same guy? Everybody's Chuck Norris and everybody's like shooting in different directions with no.
But how often? I mean, honestly, it's
way to go.
True. I mean, let's in this scenario of kids getting access to guns, that dad and that child are law-abiding citizens. They are not the criminals typically. So that dad is not going to be able to now buy that gun for said child. That said child is probably not going to have the fucking cojones to even find a gun that is illegal because the criminals that carry them now are scary as fuck, right? So in turn, yes, would there be some, but the police who already have them will have them, and
and they'll fight the baddies,
right?
And we'll stand by.
But again, how often do you ever get into the middle of all of that?
Totally right. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you,
We
but
don't.
I'm illustrating what you're saying. So here's the bad part: they're always going to be here because it's in our Constitution, and unless we do like a major ratifying thing where everybody decides to give in their guns, that'll happen. If not, there's going to be a civil war for them.
Well, I understand that, and I think it's dumb, but I mean, it did work for New Zealand.
Well, except for all this knife. I think the knife wounds were up 400%. I think in England for sure.
But you can get a couple of people with a knife. You can't get.
Right. That's always the argument. Of course.
Yes.
Of course. Absolutely.
Easier to subdue, and
Yeah. Little blow guard.
Scrub a bat and do like a pinata.
We couldn't get cops to walk into Uvalde. You think we're gonna get people walking up to people with knives and having a knife fight? No.
I know. Well, see, I know in Bali they don't have guns. Not even the police officers carry guns. It's
tiny place so they can see everybody who comes in and out.
Yeah, but still, I mean, regardless if it's tiny or big, you still get crime regardless. But I know they're very strict there, like,
I'd love to know the crime rate there.
So, I'm pretty sure there is a pretty big crime rate because I know, like, when I was there, the locals were telling me don't carry your purse to the side, carry it to the front because they'll come on the mopeds and they'll cut your bag and run with it. Like, there is stuff that happens, but I don't know if anything majorly big happens. I haven't heard anything. I don't know.
So I'd be surprised. A tiny little.
It says
place.
60 crimes per 100,000 people in Bali. Let's see.
Those are the ones that are reported too.
Right. It says Bali experienced only 60 crimes per 100,000 people. But it does say they have a relatively low crime rate. Just because I had to figure it out.
Man, I mean, purse stuff is probably happening. Like Dominican Republic, when you go to Dominican Republic on vacation, you can't leave the resort. There's no leaving the resort. If you leave the resort, in fact, if there's a street in this resort that we stayed at, there's a street that here's resort and here's resort, and like literally just across the street. As soon as your foot hits the street, mopeds come down and go, "Hey, what do you want? You want girls, coke, weed, sugar? You want ass stimulants, whatever whatever the fuck you're into, like everything." Like, oh, you want bitches? We'll take you to the bitches. Oh, you want coke? We'll bring you the coke. Like we want to make bitches and coke. We'll do that. It's as soon as, but I'm talking about they're just waiting for you to step, and it's like boom. Now he's fair game, but they can't talk to you when you're on this side.
Wow,
it's like a foot. It's crazy, crazy. So I told him, well, how much is the coke? And he was like $50. Like cool. So we got some coke.
Yeah, good story.
It's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. It's other countries you have to be really woke. In other countries, like you have to be like head on a swivel. Jamaica, I've been there 5 times. Jamaica's rough. Like no, you can't even tell with my complexion getting into a cab. No one will take you to Kingston. Nobody. No. I'm sorry, you can't go to Kingston. I'm not taking you there. You can get there. I'm not taking you. I'm gonna be responsible for you. No way.
Wow.
Talk like that.
Peace out.
Yeah, I mean, several people. I even got a driver, and we got a villa. It was beautiful. And I told the driver of the place, I was like, "You have to go for a week. Can I go down to Kingston?" And he's like, "I don't really recommend that, bro. Like, what do you want to do there?" Like you can see a video and stuff. That's the real shit. The real dandada. Yeah. So there's places you can't go. There's just certain places you cannot go.
All right.
So is it my turn?
It is.
Yep, your turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna open my door real quick.
God, I want to go heavy. Yeah, I guess I'll go heavy. Let's fuck it. Let's go heavy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I went heavy too.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, let's make it bigger first for the peoples. Gosh. Look at the face of this guy.
Oof.
Right? Guy's like, geez, I thought it was going to get better when I fixed the color, but it didn't. Motherfucker has rosacea for sure.
Definitely.
What in the world?
Hey, what's up? That's my daddy.
I leave to go open my door to get some air, and I come back to
this man. Have a seat. Have a seat, please. Founder of nonprofit for kids with disabilities, accused of sexually abusing minors since 2010.
Jeez Louise.
Fresh off of the fucking presses, we can't even keep up with the shit. So, Orlando, Florida. God. Florida is a cesspool. Federal agents allege that founder of a nonprofit for children with disabilities, and this is why I didn't do it. I didn't do it just to fuck with Rose, but like for real, like kids with disabilities is now another level, right, guys? Like I wanted to ask that question. Like, is it?
Oh, absolutely.
Kids and then kids with disabilities would be like the most vulnerable of all.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, right.
Because they can't defend themselves. They,
Kids can't, and then also now even more so, kids without, like the kid who went up and snatched the Mercedes thing, which is I was thinking about that the other day. That's hard to do. Those things are fucking wired down. How did he fucking snatch it? What, did you just tap it?
Right. That's what he said. So what I think is the dude, because he had said, I've already had a bunch of these stolen before or knocked off before. And so I'm thinking he probably had it rigged on his
probably
car.
had it super glued.
Yeah. Right. Poor kid. It was like, oh, well.
And he's like, son of a bitch. Now I got to do it again.
And I got to crazy glue another motherfucking. So if you can always see this guy's kind of like looks like Kenny Rogers a little bit, and I don't think he's blonde.
Like
I think that's
evil Kenny
cigarette.
Rogers. Yeah, it
I
could
think
be.
that's cigarette.
It
Cigarette.
could
His
be.
chin. How is his chin so square?
Square. I don't know.
The
I'm
beard
like,
can't help you.
So square and no, barely any. You know what I mean? His jawline, and then like the chin is like, I don't know.
The chin is
and then
crazy.
one ear's bigger than the other.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call. And he definitely lives in a double wide trailer, and he has cigarettes in there, and he still smokes Winston somehow. So let's see who this peach is. So federal agents allege that a founder of a nonprofit for children with disabilities sexually abused minors for decades. So the FBI's Tampa division, they are seeking additional victims of James Jamie Grover. So we're talking about James Jamie Grover. Grover allegedly and predominantly targeted boys from 2010 to the present, and working for a group for autism, called Autism on the Seas, as founder of a special needs advocacy program called SNAP, S-N-A-P, yeah, and a nonprofit that offers opportunities to special needs communities. So if you have a special needs child, then they would offer to, hey, we can come, please drop them off so we can molest them. And according to the federal complaint, 3 victims who had volunteered for SNAP at some point came forward, and they were minors who alleged abuse. And then Grover allegedly encouraged to masturbate in front of them. They could get paid. Did you like that?
No, I said, oh my God, that's
the masturbation, or the masturbation with the
just the whole thing right now.
The whole
Just
thing.
like, yeah. Yeah.
Don't blame the masturbation. Masturbation is cool. Grover allegedly encouraged them to masturbate in front of him, which is horrible. This is horrible. The complaint alleges that Grover performed oral sex on at least one of the victims and then groped a minor's buttocks. Demonstrated to a boy how to shave his pubic area, so he likes shaving, and then frequently offered cigarettes and vape pens as candy. So the boogeyman is real, and he offers candy. Oh yeah, for sure. Vape pens flavored like watermelon ice. This shit is
right.
We were talking about that this weekend when we were tasting this. We're like, this tastes great. I see what the appeal is for the kids, you know. And then in 2023, Grover allegedly brought 2 minors who were 15 and 16 on 2 cruises at Port Canaveral. So he got bold. He's taking kids on vacation. He's like, I'm going to have these childs for dinner and one for lunch. Like, what the fuck, man? And then the next time you see your grandpa, you go on a cruise and you see your grandpa with 2 kids, are you going to think it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, not after doing this show.
Right?
Right.
So
Pop in the bubble again.
There's no more cherries in the world. The teens reportedly told Grover that they made them feel like he'd be like they'd be crazy to come forward. Like, why would you ever come forward? You'd be crazy. That's the shit that he would say to them. And then, according to a complaint reviewed by an FBI agent that interviewed Grover in July, but he denied everything. All the allegations were fake, of course, and he claimed that the teens just wanted attention. So,
Jesus,
it's 2 boys that just want attention. Look at me, and then look at them. Grover repeatedly said one of the victims is not an honest person, and he has a history of lying. So he was telling the kid that, you know, this is not a trustworthy child. During the search of Grover's residence, investigators allegedly found a tablet with pornography on it, of course, but who doesn't? As well as the razor believed to have been shaved by the victim. Oof. He was booked at Seminole County Jail and as a federal inmate. And then, so the federal government is doing this. And then, according to the FBI, he faces charges of sexual abuse of a minor, obviously. And yeah, and so we'll take another good look at this guy. This man here performs oral sex on children.
That's
so gross.
So gross.
So disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And
could you imagine that guy? It's like, you're a little girl, and the guy's like, you want a vape pen? You know, take a hit of that. You know?
Yeah, no.
Why don't you lick this? It tastes like watermelon ice, baby. Pull your pants down.
Blech.
You know, like, and that's me doing it. A sexy man. Imagine that guy.
Jeez. No.
So yeah, sorry I have to look at these people, guys, but like and subscribe.
Hey, it's what we do.
Yeah.
In the stories.
So no more nonprofits. No more fucking kids helping kids. I don't even believe St. Jude's anymore.
Right.
It's not that I don't believe St. Jude's. That's real. But how does it get to St. Jude's? I don't know that part. I don't see the fucking actual money going through a pipeline and dropping it to St. Jude. That's when I'll sorry. All this is going to go away in the future, I bet. Like, we were going to scam so hard that there's not going to be one. Would you like to round up for the kids? What kids?
Yeah, show me.
What kids? What kids? Oh, yeah, what kids? I'm so fucking mad at that. What kids? How many kids? And then it's like, okay, well, I guess if you want those kids to starve, just press no. Press the big X with the baby with the big belly. See that icon with the African kid with the big belly? That's your fault. Go ahead and touch him, explode his belly, and then that'll. Come on, it makes you feel so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, I can't. Ugh.
Yeah.
So I've got a guys I think must be the most dumbest of dumbest criminals I have ever come across.
Okay.
His name is Albert Bailey. He's 27 years old of Bridgepoint, Connecticut. And him and another suspect who is a juvenile. These two are just two idiots. They decided they were going to go rob a bank. And as robbing a bank, they said, well, we need to figure out how we got to get out fast. You know, we got time. We click it out. So they decided that they're going to call the bank and let them know they're going to come and rob the bank.
Oh, like making an appointment.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
how old
good
are
thinking.
these kids again?
They decided that they were going to do that. So
I would like to make a reservation for 2.
We're going to be there in 10 minutes. I need you to have all the money in a bag. We are armed.
Take out a little paper with a pen. Put it right in front of me. And I want to be ready to write down that this is.
Do you send the bag? You call and be like, hey, what's the mobile number so I can send you a text? And it's the number or the note. Give me all your money.
What's your fax number?
Yes.
Fax of like, put your hands up. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay. Send you a facsimile of my demands.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
So as he's calling as he's telling the teller, you know, he's requesting $100,000 he needs to get in a bag. And if they don't do his demands by the time they get there, there's going to be a big bloodbath.
That's nothing. $100,000, like, you need much more than that.
I mean,
and
dumbass.
Yeah. I'm like going, so as the employees, she said, oh, sure, no problem. We'll have that right. You know, the employees. So she, you know, I don't know if it's a she or he, hangs up the phone and calls the police right away. And she's on the phone with the police when they show up.
Mm-hmm.
And so the police is listening, the whole thing going through, you know.
Reservation for 2? Are you guys ready? All right. You know, and then
here's your $100,000.
Right. Here's your table's right this way, sir. It's like 2 cops sitting there waiting for you.
So he tells the teller, gives him a note, says, you know, give me the money, make sure there's no the explosive dye, whatever's
in the pads,
yeah, in there. And the police are listening to all this, so they're outside waiting, and then they demand that that they hand over the money. So they only get $900. They only give them $900, right?
Okay.
And they thought, okay, good, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's what this looks like, right? This is how much. That doesn't look like $1 million, but they forgot.
I guess they didn't see the police outside because they're demanding for them to open the door. And the guy says, sure, we'll open the door. So as they open the door, there's the cops waiting for them. And
right this way,
got arrested. They got charged with first-degree robbery and threatening in the first degree. So Bailey is also on probation. He's also on probation for a previous bank robbery he did 7 years ago. So he did learn from the first one. I'm wondering what he did for the first one that he thought the second one.
Well, he probably didn't give him a call.
You don't have a reservation? This bank is full, sir, for weeks. Most popular.
That's what happened the first time. Yeah, they're like, hold on, you need a reservation. We're not going to give you this money, but here's the police. Second time, he's like, bitch, they told me I had to make a reservation for this shit. Hold on. I didn't give.
First Financial? This First Financial? We're going to come down and say, I need money. Oh my God. We all want to do that, buddy.
What kind of drugs they were on? I wonder.
PCP.
Yeah. It didn't say anything. It just said, you know, the cops were saying this is like you're calling and gives a heads up. Like they were laughing about it from, my understanding. It's literally,
Of course.
That's almost as bad as somebody calling themselves in on a DUI. Like,
Yeah.
or getting bad drugs and calling the cops. Like, this motherfucker
Yeah.
sold me bad shit. It's
Or
not even
someone's-
good.
Or someone's
No.
or someone's shaking down a drug dealer and being calling the cops and be like, they shook me down.
Yeah,
They took all
exactly.
my motherfucking Xanax.
Yeah.
There's a girl on TikTok. There's a lady on TikTok. It's one of those 911 calls, right? She
Mhm.
literally calls the cops to let them know that she just got jacked, that someone just stole her crack out of her
Mhm.
car. And
I'll be
the
right there,
girl's
man.
and he's like, and so the cop's asking, you do know you're calling me to let me know of a drug that you're selling and someone stole it from you. And she's like, yeah. She's like,
That's
I
the
want a
most retarded
paycheck to
thing.
paycheck. She's like, I want a paycheck to paycheck.
I gotta sell rocks to make it, baby. Help me out. Yeah, for sure. Definitely one of the more popular things. They stole all my weed. Find them.
Yeah, go get those
Yeah,
criminals.
sure.
So
I'm sure. I'll get right on it, Sparky.
yeah, I figured this was one of the most
That was a
dumbest
good one.
criminals I've ever came across.
Mhm. That's too funny.
Fantastic. How much time do we looking at, ladies?
We've got about
13.
13 minutes.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Okay. I can have one.
I have another one if you guys want me to share another one with you.
Sure.
So this is Augustine Gladney, I believe her name is. And she was very upset that her boyfriend had cheated on her, right? So
Mhm.
she's like,
As
"Boyfriend
one
cheated
would
on me,
be.
as one would be, and decided that she was going to get back at him. And how she got back at him was that she knew that he let me bring this up. She knew that he kept his mom's because his mom had passed away, his mom's
Mhm.
ashes, his urine in his house. So she decides to take the ashes and go throw them over in the lake. And as she did that, the boyfriend didn't know that she had dumped the ashes. And I will share this with you right here. And this is Lake Worth. I want to say Texas.
Okay.
Or Worth, Texas. And this is what she looks like.
Oh.
So the boyfriend didn't find out that she had thrown the ashes over into the lake until he found out in June of 2022 the ashes were missing, but he didn't know that who did it until May of 2022. That's when he called the police. She was arrested and charged with abuse of a corpse.
No, it wasn't a corpse at that point.
What?
That's what it says here.
I know, but what I'm saying is oh Jesus.
We're all going to be
I can
corpses.
see
so abuse-
remains, but you know what I mean? Calling it a corpse, if it's ashes, it's not a corpse anymore. It's
Seriously. What the fuck, man?
just figured out.
Okay. So I mean, it's remains, and it's like it's like the. How do you explain that?
See,
That's like it's
right
like
here,
Dave. So Dave, when he
Right.
knocked over my grandma's ashes,
yes,
he
exactly.
should be charged with
abuse of a corpse.
Of course,
yeah,
of
it
course.
says right.
A corpse.
Yep. Says right here, according to the police, Gladly was charged with abuse of a corpse on Wednesday.
Jesus.
I don't understand that.
I can see theft of someone's belonging as, I mean. So
I mean, so someone's
did
you
she
become
tell
someone's
him?
belonging.
Did she admit to him that she took it and put it in there? I'm sorry, maybe I missed that. Oh,
She told
okay.
the officer that, yeah.
Oh, he overheard a conversation between her and her daughter, who was at their home. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, are they really going to be able to convict her unless she admits it?
It's insane.
Right? Like, prove it.
What if I knocked it over?
Right.
Yeah. So I just figured this was kind of interesting to me. I was like, huh.
It's another slippery slope thing. If you go down that,
is.
My God, you open up the fucking precedent for anything.
So I figured I'd share that with you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Everything's very John Benet Ramsey centric today.
Really?
Yeah. There's some new DNA evidence, I imagine.
Hmm.
Did the police officer focus on her parents to ignore the evidence that they really had? But I don't know enough about that case to really go into it.
Right.
But yeah, there's so here we have, so I guess it'll be the last one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. So here we have best friend arrested after missing college grad found dead in Arizona. So it looks like they found somebody. In this case, it's hot off the presses.
Yeah.
A lot of Aaron Hernandez talk as well. So the new Netflix thing is happening, and we're talking about Aaron Hernandez on Friday, right?
Yes. We will have just spoken about it on Friday.
Oh, that's right. It was awesome.
We
learned so
great.
much. Yeah, we learned a ton.
Great.
So this young man here in Gilbert, Arizona, which is not too far from me here in Las Vegas. So a 23-year-old man was taken into custody for allegedly killing his best friend and leaving his body in the desert one day after the victim's birthday.
What? I hate it when people they're like, let's go out for a party.
They kill you.
Let me kill you, bestie.
I hate that.
Tale as old as time.
Yeah. Oh my God. If I had a dime for everybody who fucking tried to take me out and kill me.
I know.
After my birthday. So, excuse me. So, Elijah Bradley was last seen on August 12th in Gilbert, Arizona. It was one day after his 24th birthday, and Bradley's family reported him missing to the Gilbert Police Department on August 15th. And he failed to show up for home and work, which was really out of character. And then Bradley told his mom that she tracked his phone and to his friend Samuel Bush's apartment. But then his phone was turned off and the tracker was disconnected. His relatives were able to obtain his car's coordinates, triangulate from the cell phone towers, and share that information with the police. And then the law enforcement agency then kind of tried to find this car, right, or the Gila Bend, which I've been there in South Phoenix. That's where they play the hockey thing. Is the Arizona Wild. Another called the Arizona. They have Gila Monsters. What the fuck are they called?
I don't know.
Whatever. The Arizona team for the NHL. Can't think of it right now. So one of Bradley's relatives told the TV station that the recent college grad had been decapitated and shot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
That's one of those, remember we're talking about, like those wanton violence kind of
I
things?
didn't
Like
expect that.
there's killing.
Damn.
There's killing, but
And
there's
then
killing.
killing.
There's running somebody over with a car.
And then there's
Wade
spaghetti.
Wilson. Exactly. And then there's a marinara. So Bush was initially arrested, several drug charges, but he was charged on September 6th with second-degree murder, abandon and conceal a dead body, and tampering with physical evidence. So Bradley was reportedly Sam's best friend and his only friend. And according to the TV station, Bradley recently graduated from cum laude. Don't laugh at that. He recently graduated. I know she chuckled. Cum laude from Northern Arizona State University, and he worked as an engineer. His aunt Melissa McNeil told the TV station that it's devastating. He was just beginning his adulthood. I don't feel like a relief or anything. It doesn't go. This is not going to bring him back, so it just really doesn't fix anything. The fact that somebody's charged. So the kid went down, drug charges, but was he decapitated? Like, this is something that his uncle said. One of Bradley's relatives, that recent college grad, had been decapitated and shot. Why aren't the police saying that?
I don't know, because they don't want it to be out. I mean, they didn't want it to be out before they got somebody. So he probably said that before Bush was arrested.
Gotcha.
Or after, maybe.
So these are the actual
So the police wouldn't say it because they didn't want people to know, if Bush did it, or then they wanted him, to be like, oh yeah, I cut off his head. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want that news to be out there, but I'm sure the uncle didn't know that shit.
Right, the uncle dropped the ball. Let's check this out. See if that works at all. Why would anyone do this?
I don't know.
Do you want protein? Come on.
I'm like going, did he? I was going to go, did he cut him in a steak?
It's a second. It looks good. I'm fucking so hungry right now.
What happened to Elijah Bradley? The Gilbert man was found dead
in Gila Bend days after he was reported missing, and a man who his family says was his best friend was arrested for his murder. But the circumstances surrounding his death remain unclear tonight. Our Lillian Donahue sat down with his family, sharing more on who he was and what he leaves behind.
Very full-spirited, very confident, and very goofy.
Sweet memories.
He liked to laugh. He loved to laugh, and he got that from his mom. So,
and adventurous. He loved going on adventures.
Sit alongside unimaginable grief.
It's devastating.
After the death of 24-year-old Elijah Bradley,
He was just beginning his adulthood, graduating from NAU, his future ahead of him.
Bradley's aunt and cousin say he went missing a day after his birthday on August 11th.
He keeps kind of
mother
cutting in and out,
he
AC.
was supposed to reach out to her.
It's cutting out.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
cutting in and out.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
thought it was
that's what
me.
happened. No, that's what happened. I don't know. I'm getting new internet. I just got it today. Cox was great until it just wasn't. I guess there's more people in the neighborhood or whatever.
Mhm.
And lately I've noticed it, and our whole episode on How Was Your Day cracking
Yeah.
in and out. I've never done that.
Right.
I've ever any other problem, but not that.
No.
So I just ordered fiber optic.
Yep.
So fiber optic is getting installed on Friday. So
That's
I'm
what
gonna know
we
more
have.
of that.
Nice.
So anyway, this young man who was graduated from college is an engineer, he's super smart, graduated with honors, gets killed by allegedly his best friend, and then we don't know, allegedly also decapitated. So we'll wait for more. It's an intriguing story.
It is, and it's. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's a good looking kid, like
right. I kind of want to know so much more about the
Mhm.
accused. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Has he said why, or or has he admitted? You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
feel like I'm missing. Why would he decide to do such a thing?
This was yesterday, so we'll
Yeah.
keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hot off the presses out of Arizona.
That's crazy.
Sad.
Yeah. So sad. So, with that said, we have come to our hour of entertaining everybody.
Your entertainment is done.
Yes. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you guys have any stories or anything you want to share with us, please leave us a message or type it in the comments, and we will be interacting with you guys off
Mhm.
because and answering your questions in the back end. And if you have a story you want us to do a headlight or deep dive into it, let us know. We'd be more than happy to do that. And we will see everybody next Monday.
Yeah.
Actually, Friday.
Friday. We'll see
Friday.
you Friday.
We'll see you every Monday and every Friday.
Exactly.
Yes, there we go. Every
In
Monday
some
and every
way
Friday.
or another.
Oh, you'll see us.
Yes.
You'll see us.
Absolutely. So, hope everybody has a wonderful week, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out. Bye.